Well, we're going to talk a little bit about the industrial market, the industrial real estate market, that is, because it's extremely tight. There's hardly any industrial space available yet with all of the supply chain issues and repatriation of manufacturing in the United States. We need more industrial space. So we have one of our colleagues with us from NAI NP Dodge, John Meyer, joining us. Good morning, John. Welcome back to the show.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me here.
Yeah, good to have you here. And so, you're like a lot of the brokers that we have over at NP Dodge. You do a lot of things, but your focus is industrial.
Yeah, I do a lot of industrial leasing and a lot of industrial sales, and then also plenty of other just general investment sales is what I pretty much focus on. So
I said the market is tight, the vacancy is low. What exactly is the vacancy right now?
It's about 2.6%, so it's pretty tight, like you said, and then I think the average rental rate out there is about $718 square foot, which is pretty crazy to think about, from where it was when I, kind of got into the biz about 5 years ago or so. It's increased pretty quick.
I remember the over-under on industrial space about 29 years ago when I got in the business. It was like $450, $425, and like $5 a foot was and that's plus operating expenses. But I remember that there was like the ceiling of $5 that when people started going above $5, just a crazy thing. In the last 5-10 years, the prices have really taken off. You and I just did a deal. Did a 67,000 square foot deal together out at Miller Lumber's building. It's an older building, but in great shape. Great folks over there. A bunch of docks, a couple drive doors, and we sent it out to the world, and we didn't have to put up a sign.
We were done with it almost within a week from going through it the first time.
With minimal improvements and a great tenant and great landlord. And that's kind of the story of the industrial. You and I are working on a couple of other big deals, one 40,000 feet, and we have one need, if anybody's listening, that has a space coming available more or less than 40,000 square feet. We've got a national tenant ready to go. And that $7 plus is mostly the newer stuff, higher ceilings, docks and drives, sometimes just docks. But even the Class B and C stuff, the older stuff with like 18-foot ceilings or 14-foot ceilings, still come at a premium, right?
You're still getting those at $7. I'd say that honestly, I've gotten a couple of deals done. That other deal you and I did together, you brought the tenant, represented by my good friend Terry Washnick, who is building that 45,000 square footer over off of Centennial.
General Concrete.
But yeah, he. We're getting like close to $8 a square foot there,
and that's brand new. That's a brand new building. But even the older stuff are going above $6, $7.
$7 all day because the demand's there.
It's just so expensive to build industrial space. The land is expensive, the lead time, and so existing industrial space and there's industrial space and warehouse space for storage and distribution. And then there's also what we call flex space, which has office and warehouse that is flexible between the two, and generally that's a little bit smaller, but it's all in big demand right now.
I also did a second gen deal though that was that came out to be about eight something a square foot over at Grunwald Mechanical's new building.
What do you see? Do you think this is going to hold for a couple of years?
I don't see it going down anytime soon. Especially in the true warehouse distribution side of things. With online demand and shopping and all that stuff, it's really driven the need. And then not to mention just like the fear that COVID has instilled in some of these larger companies, right? They want to have inventory. They want to have stock here. They don't want to have to wait for things to come over from overseas. They want to get it over here, store it, have it on hand. They don't, they're worried about supply chain interruptions.
Are you seeing much manufacturing uses as opposed to distribution and storage?
Yeah, there's different manufacturers that are looking to set up shop. There's also a lot of R&D stuff that I've seen kind of coming in to town here. So,
and it's really interesting that the one of the deals that we did was Metropolitan Warehouse, where they've got probably 300 clients, but if you buy furniture or you buy something big at Costco, they are the white glove delivery service, and they're in dozens of markets throughout the country, but they're coming to Omaha right now. They deliver from Kansas City into Omaha. We've got a colleague that used them and just love their service, and it's just really unique, the people that are taking up warehouse space. We get a call probably once a week for softball, football, soccer, all kinds of indoor training too, which is weird.
Well, it's impossible to get those guys. You know, if you're going to go to a landlord and say, "Hey, I got a tenant here, you know, that needs all these special build outs for your warehouse," it's impossible to get those deals done, because as a landlord, you're going to want to go with the distribution company who just needs to come in and take the warehouse as
take
is.
1,000 square feet of office.
Call it good, you know, and not have to worry about tearing that out.
Tell us about what's going on down by the airport.
You know, there's a lot of stuff going on down there. There's a couple of larger developers here in town that one in particular is trying to get into the industrial realm. Who's I think they're slated to put up like a 400,000 square foot building down there, and then there's another developer down there doing two other developers doing.
Well, Frank Krejci, before he passed, and he was on the drawing boards for a couple of years, was about 160,000 feet.
Yeah, 150,000 square feet down there.
And that one's in the triangle-shaped piece of land where Abbott Drive and Stores split north of the airport.
Right by the Postal Service.
Why do you guys think it took so long to develop that area?
I don't know if it was floodplain issues or, but I mean, also it's just like access, I think, to the interstate.
But to the interstate and the airport, are we getting more freight or something?
Well, that could be, but I think the big reason is so much of the Sarpy County industrial ground has been taken. And maybe there's some users that want to be more like East Omaha, and they probably figure, hey, it's available, it's close to the airport, maybe that's a bonus.
Well, and when I got into the business about 5 years ago, there's if I would have told you that people are seriously considering doing any type of industrial development or development in general along Highway 133 going to Blair, you'd call me crazy. But, we've got data centers going out off of State Street out there. You've got people buying at all-time high prices land out there to develop different industrial uses.
And when you take a farm, especially if it's not flat, you're talking a couple of years by the time you're going to have buildings going.
Oh, yeah. The elevation changes there, the topography of it all.
You got to have sewer, all that kind of good stuff.
So John, what about a couple other parts of town? I noticed I was driving on Interstate 29 last week, and right southeast of Ameristar Casino, big, long, looked like about 300,000 square foot industrial building being squeezed in there by Warren Distribution. And you're starting to see that. You kind of hinted about that with the 133 corridor. But people, because the market's so hot, they're just sticking industrial buildings where they can get them.
Right. I mean, I'm not 100% certain what's going on with the development down by Pacific Junction off of I-29, but there is a proposed 600,000 square foot facility going in there, which would never dream of that happening either anytime.
And for a little
5 years ago or so.
For a little perspective, for people that aren't real estate experts, a 600,000 square foot building is the square footage of 3 Walmart supercenters thereabout. So, I mean, we're talking a lot of space for Pacific Junction, Iowa.
Yeah, they're a lot taller than Walmart's, too.
True, like 32 feet ceilings.
30-some feet ceilings, yep. So that's one area. Bellevue, there's a 600,000 square foot proposed building that's supposed to go in down off of Bellevue, off of Highway 75, just south of Offutt as well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and then there's a lot of grading of land when you're in Gretna on I-80, kind of heading out of the developed part of the Omaha metro area that is going to be industrial. It just and then R&R is building a bunch of stuff in that area, so it's going crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be out in Gretna is going to be one of the first cross dock facilities that Omaha seen on this scale of I think it's supposed to be 400,000 square feet out there. And
tell us what a cross dock facility is. That basically where the trucks come in on one side of the building and they're able to get it right across the building to the other truck.
In and out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Super easy, super convenient. Well, John, we appreciate you joining us and giving us a little update on the office market. We'll have to do it again sometime in the future.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you having me.
That's our colleague, John Meyer from NAI NP Dodge.
If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.